This is Virgin Radio. I'm Andy Goldstein. Now, when I took over this slot, 3-4 weeks ago, something like that, I went, what about guests? Do I get guests? Yeah, I'm guessing Virgin have got loads of money. And they went, just get your own guests. And I went, oh, okay. And I've been very lucky that over the last few weeks, I have called upon all my friends, don't press the button, and not one of them has let me down. So I'm delighted now to say hello to another one. Not only was he the star of Oasis and, of course, BDI, he's currently back again at one of the most successful groups in the world. They've got a number 10 album at the moment. I think it's number 8 in the charts, top 10. Let's say from Ride, a good morning to the superstar that is Andy Bell. Hello, Andy.
Good morning, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm very well, man. How are you? You all right? You well?
Yeah, great. I'm very well, yeah. I've just had a very nice week with the album going in the top 10, as you just mentioned.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know about you, I think everyone listening to this should go download it and buy it. What do people do now? Download, buy, what do you want? What makes you money?
If they all do that, we might just get back up the charts again.
Right.
And knock Beyonce off number 1, who knows?
Let's do that, right? Everyone listening now, if you don't buy Andy Bell's album, we'll come and get you.
Andy Goldstein.
Pardon?
You can make this happen.
Oh, well, it's not just me, all right? I don't want the blame on me. If it doesn't happen, don't come. It will happen. It will happen. Thank you so much for coming on. When I was talking about you earlier on, And, I said, of course, he's now with Ride, Oasis BDI. There was one group I haven't mentioned yet. Do you know what one that is?
Ride, Oasis BDI. You're talking about Hurricane number 1, surely?
No. There's another one.
No?
Probably the biggest, if I'm being honest.
Oh, hold on a minute now. You're talking about our special band for what are we called again?
Andy, Jumbo Prawns.
Jumbo Prawns, yes, Jumbo Prawns. But are we going to reveal the that song title that you gave me as well?
Oh, not the Jumbo Prawn one. You mean a real one for your Ride album?
The real song title that you gave me that I will do at some point.
So I was out with Andy Bell, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago? A long time ago.
Got to be.
And I came up with a song track idea for a name, and you loved it, and you went, I'll write that. And every time I see you, you written it yet? No.
Should we reveal the whole thing, or should we, the song title?
Hold on. Before you reveal it, if you reveal it, you're going to have to write the song, because otherwise someone's going to nick it.
I'm not going to reveal it. I think I'm just going to say that the song title is a date, and the date is very significant if you're a fan of a certain band that we both like.
Okay. Are you going to write that song and put it on your next album?
Oof, I'm going to write the song, definitely.
Right, but what are you going to do with it?
You know, my band is democracy, Andy.
But surely...
I can't just ride roughshod over it. It's got to be a good... I have to make sure it's a really good song if it's going to make the album.
Well, listen, if it does go on it will be as good, if not better, than the current album you've got, which is flying up the charts, the album charts, number 8 at the moment. What are you doing at the moment? Are you on tour? Are you going on tour? What's the deal with the group? Where are you at?
Yeah, well, as far as the UK tour, we're doing that in September.
Okay.
Before that, we're going to go to America. We've got America in May. We're going to do some festivals in Asia and Australia in the summertime. Like I said, England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales. Well, actually not Wales. England, Scotland and Ireland in September. And then at the end of the year, we go back to America because we seem to be smashing it in the States at the moment.
Wow.
And then we're going to do Europe at the beginning of next year.
I mean, it's incredible too. You do. Am I right in saying that you were in Ride originally, right? When you were a teenager?
Yes. Yeah, Ride's the band that started in Cheney School, Oxford, where I believe one of your colleagues taught art, or one of your colleagues... What is it again? Your colleague's dad taught art.
My brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law?
Is it my brother-in-law? Oh, sorry.
No. Your producer just told me a minute ago that someone he's related to taught me art at
Mick,
school.
I didn't know you spoke to Mick. He just said in my ear, brother-in-law, and I was like, I don't think my brother-in-law did, but I'll say brother-in-law anyway, because I'm a robot.
Brother-in-law.
Mick's
So it's an intimate relation, you know, it's really like, we're really close and stuff. Yeah.
He's always talking about himself, Mick, honestly. Don't worry. I didn't know that you shared the same content. It's interesting to know. So what was it from there? Because you were signed by Creation Records, right, when you were with Ride, and they're the Oasis signed them up, or they were signed up by Oasis as well, right?
So, do you know the name Alan McGee?
Of course, yeah. Horrifically synonymous with the group.
He started Creation Records.
Yeah.
He signed Ride, and then about 2 or 3 years after that, he signed Oasis. So I heard his excitement about Oasis was very, you know, it was massive. And he used to play me their demos, and so I got into them very, very early on, and saw some really early gigs of theirs, and became a huge fan.
Did you? Oh, so you're a big fan of Oasis before you got the call?
I saw them I'd say upwards of 10 times all around the country. Yeah, a massive fan, yeah.
Okay, so how did it work? How did the transition come from you being in Ride to you being in Oasis? What happened?
I was a couple of bands, well, it was a few years after Ride had split, and I'd been in another band, Hurricane, and we'd broken up, and there'd been a news story in the music papers saying that kind of that band had finished, and then they realised I was kind of knocking around, and they'd already got Gem Archer in the band. And I think the idea was for them, just kind of to bring in people from within the Creation family, as it were.
Okay.
It would just be less of a... They were so huge at the time, and I think people that... Creation was sort of like a kind of ready-made, sort of like... People were sort of in the gang sort of thing, if you know what I mean? It was like a bit of an understanding between the bands that were on the label that we were on the same page.
Was it for you then? Was it quite weird then? If you're a fan of Oasis, you've seen them in concert, and then they effectively want your signature. Is it in footballing terms? Is it like getting the phone call from Real Madrid?
Yeah, I suppose so. If I was a huge Real Madrid fan, yeah.
Well, I was going to say Man United, but people will go, "Oh, Man United aren't at the top anymore." That's how times have changed. Let's not talk football. But were you quite nervous then when you turned? Did you have to audition?
Yes, and I was auditioning to play bass, and I was a guitarist, so it was a little bit of a mad one, that. But I just thought, well, a bass is a guitar, in theory. I had picked up a bass previously, and sort of like I knew roughly what it was. The strings are tuned like a guitar, but just low.
Yeah.
So I was able to do it, at least enough to kind of show that I could learn. I picked a bass up and played it with my fingers, and they were like, no, you've got to use a pick, like as if you're playing a guitar. So Noel was like, the reason that we picked you to play bass is because you're a guitarist. We want it played sort of like guitar style.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, you give me the pick, yeah.
I was like, yeah, naturally, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You were with them for 10 years, right?
I was, yep.
Yeah, I'm guessing you look back now with just fond memories. It would have been such a great time in your life.
100%. I mean, it just gave me the most brilliant time. They gave me the most brilliant time. 10 years of fun and games all around the world.
I have to legally ask, before we move on, the question. Sorry. So you know what I'm going to ask, don't you?
Well, who's going to win the league?
Yeah. No, we can't. We don't talk football on. Do you think Oasis will ever get back together, Andy Bell?
I'm going to say a qualified, yeah, I think they probably will. At the end of the day, I think they probably will do it. But I don't think it looks likely right now, but I think life is long, isn't it?
Yes.
As a Roses fan, remember the Stone Roses reunion happened, and that happened completely against the way things were looking. That at the time they were not getting on at all, and there was a lot of bad blood in the press and stuff with the Roses. And then suddenly you were hearing about gigs, and all the Roses fans around the world rejoiced. So I think we could see something like that with Oasis.
Okay.
But I'm the last person that will actually have any behind the scenes knowledge.
I know that. I know, because every time I see you, I always go, "Come on, off the record." So I'm quite surprised.
But you kind of say you're talking to me with your eyes, Andy. You're telling me, and I'm like, I'm not. I'm really not.
You do that. I'm like, does
like,
that mean
misunderstood?
Okay, I'm going to push you because I didn't expect that to be your answer. I'm going to push you, and then we'll move on. What time frame, if it is going to happen, do you think it will happen in?
Oh, probably tomorrow, I'd say, yeah.
Okay, forget that answer. But I have to just quickly talk to you about BDI. I know you only did 2 albums together. They are 2 of my favourite albums. I think they're absolutely brilliant. You must be really proud of them as well.
Oh, I love those records, yeah. Yeah, I'm really proud of them as well. Yeah, thank you.
They're great. I'm sure lots of people listening know exactly. If you haven't, go check them out because they're just wonderful. It's you, Gem, and of course Liam. They're fantastic. You've been great. Thank you so much for coming.
It's the band Oasis could have been, Andy.
It sounds a little bit Partridge like that statement, but I'll just quickly move on. Andy, thank you so much for coming on. Let's talk football just for a minute. You're a big Arsenal fan. You're going to win the league. You fancy it or not?
Definitely not favourites. I mean, I'm just enjoying the ride at the moment.
Oh, I see what you've done there.
No pun intended.
I see what you've done there. Your album, Interplay, currently at number 8 in the charts. Everyone listening, there's billions of you. We need to get that to number 1, so go buy it for Andy Bell. Thank you for coming on, Andy. You're a real star.
Thanks so much, Andy. Speak to you soon, mate.
Have a lovely day. Thanks, man.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.